Hey guys, it's Joe at Droman Productions. I want to tell you, in the last video we talked about the Blade 330S binding fly from Horizon Hobby. Well, I took it out and I didn't get a chance to video it, and I'll explain why. I wanted to do my first hover test and see how it goes, and it didn't go very well. And there's issues that I found out, and I wish I would have known about this prior to taking it out. And in the manual, they don't tell you this. They don't tell you a lot of different things. Okay, first off, you're going to want to check to see that the firmware on the gyro and the flight controller and everything is up to date. I don't know how you sit there and verify that offhand without going to the Spectrum website and finding out. You're not going to know this. You're going to want to check that. You want to make sure that, first off, that firmware should have been updated at the factory and then boxed and sent to us. I blame Horizon. I blame their quality control, because this thing's made in China. Okay, I've noticed over the past 2 years there has been very, very bad quality control on several of those products, and I've had at least 4 to 5 different issues in receiving different products from them, and I'll explain in a second. So, firmware update, I believe, caused this. It was not done. Two, the swash plate is supposed to be leveled and balanced at the factory. 3, attitude trim should be set properly also at the factory. I did everything it said in the manual to set this up, okay? Properly with the radio and everything. I took it out. I put it on a level piece of ground. I started to sit there and fire up the copter, spinning it up, and it starts wobbling forward, backwards, left, right, everything, you know, all that different directions. And I was like, all right, what's going on? So I shut it down. I let it on another, I put it on another level surface and everything, and I made sure it was level. I had a level with me, and I sit there and fired it up. I'm using the proper battery, a Gen 2 2200 mAh, okay, 30C, and this is a 3S. This is the recommended battery. It was balanced, and balancing is very easy. You just put the battery in and hold the blades, and make sure it's not forward, back, and everything. You know, very simple. Fired it up again. Started with that wobbling all over the place. Okay. I then throttled up, and the copter went pew right up really fast. Went off to the right side of me. I tried to gain control. Wouldn't let me gain control of it. Throttled down a little bit, and it nosedived right into the ground. Now, this all took place in a matter of 15-20 seconds or less. I spent $429 on this copter. Okay? I expected it to be done precisely from the factory. Nothing in the manual will tell you to have to do any of that stuff or check any of that. It tells you how to troubleshoot if you had some issues and everything with drifting and everything. Okay? But I wish that I had watched like Ian's RC exploits. He's the one who has the most about all the different experiences he had, and there are probably hundreds out there that have this issue, and there are several on YouTube that demonstrate the same issue I had. This lasted less than 15-20 seconds of flight, and I was pissed off, beyond belief. And so this is the result. Now, I broke my blades off. These are carbon fiber flipping blades. These things are very tough to break. They busted off. Cracked here. You see the dirt? It made the went right into the ground. This is broken. All right. This is all carbon fiber. This is broken. I broke this tail. This basically is for stabilization. The rudders in the back seem to be, or the blades in the back seem to be fine. Okay, nothing really wrong there. All right, it was balanced. The battery was in there properly. Okay, but here it is, the swash plate. I am finding out that this has been happening to a lot of people. Also, what broke here, I lost one of the push rods that connect right there down. Okay, I couldn't find that, and that's gone. Sounds like there's a little bit. Look at the look at here. There's some grinding issues here. I don't know where the hell that came from. So these wheels are shot. Okay, all right, all the way around. They're shot. They're going to cause issues. So the swash plate is supposed to be balanced. I did not know that it wasn't. Okay, how you want to check that out when you're sitting there and you're in normal mode or safe mode? This should be leveled, and it should be kind of leveled. And when you switch from from normal to flight mode, this really should stay the same. It shouldn't move. Apparently, it was moving, and it was not in the right. I don't really know. I'm just so disgusted about this whole thing. I could fly planes, jets, boats, cars, everything. I'm not an idiot, okay? And it can't be that hard to sit there and hover a flippin' helicopter, okay? You get it off the ground, let it hover. This thing just went ping, right up in the air, off to the right, and nosedive right down. Hey, the fiberglass body, not a scratch, seemed to sit there and came out fine, but the internal and everything is messed up. I'm hearing there's issues with the gyro, sometimes with the flight controller, all sorts of different things I'm hearing, okay? But Ian's RC exploits gives the best. Watch his videos. He has like 10 of them about this because he experienced this and many others, okay? So, now it's kind of trash. $429, I'm a little pissed off. Took some pictures. I immediately sent them over to my contact at Horizon Hobby. He says, well, all right, welcome to the RC world. These things happen. Well, okay, fine. I understand that. But this is not pilot error. And I don't care. And I'm hearing the fact is a lot of these people that had the same issues with this, okay, and there's probably other things wrong with this copter. The gyro, I don't really know. But quality control at Horizon Hobby's factory in China has sucked. It's been going down and down and down, and I'm very pissed off because I've been having issues, and I'll explain more in a second. So he explains, he sat there and says, okay, he'll send me a label. He wants me to send it back to Horizon Hobby. I'm not interested in sending this back to Horizon Hobby because you know something? I sent my Miss Geico back 2 years ago when I first got it, and one of the engines was spinning improperly because it was not sitting there having any thrust. What happened was it took 6 months for them to tell me they're working on it. Great, you're working on it. Then after 6 months they said we're just going to replace it. Then it was out of stock. It took another 3 months, so it almost took 9 to 10 months for me to get that back. I'm not waiting 9 to 10 months while I spent another $429 with Horizon Hobby to wait for another copter for them to sit there and say, we really can't find anything wrong. It was all pilot error. Don't tell me it was pilot error. I'm not buying that bullshit, okay? And I told him that. So here's what I'm going to do. Until they give me an absolute great resolution to taking care of this, I cut off all of my purchases. I stopped my back orders, my pre-orders, everything whatsoever with them, because I am not buying another piece of equipment from them until they take care of people or anybody who sits there and buys a lot of their products and believes in them. I'm not sitting there putting up with it. Here it is on my Vans. Okay, my Vans. Great plane, haven't flown it yet. First time I got it a couple months ago, I sit there and was setting it all up. Both of the servos for the rudder, and the rear stabilizer, they were busted. Joe, he sent me metal ones, replaced it, fantastic, took good care of me. We got a fatal problem here. Now, I don't think it's his call, I don't really know, but I think I should be taken care of. It's ridiculous. And everybody else should be taken care of, because there is issues with this copter. I don't give a shit what anybody says, and I'm pissed. Got another Twin Otter. I had engine problems, okay? One of the engines was not spinning properly. There was a problem with that. He replaced that, sent me everything I needed, boom, like that. Took great care of me, not a problem. This is just in the past couple of months. The glider here, okay, the Night Radiant 2.0. Nothing but great, nothing was wrong with it with mechanical. It was the lights, all the LEDs. The LEDs, they weren't working properly. It was a mess, everything whatsoever. He sent me like three different sets of lights finally before they got to work. Bad quality control also, because they come from China. I don't want to sound like I'm really pissed off. Well, I don't want to sound like I'm coming down hard on my contact or anything whatsoever. But that's my thing. I am not buying another damn thing from them until they resolve this issue with this copter. It doesn't take much to sit there and get it to hover. It should go up. I understand sometimes it moves this way or whatever it is, but this thing was going up and down, left and right, and I just sit there and just hit the throttle up higher and got it, and it just boom took off. Now, that's because I understand a lot of people are saying the firmware is not updated properly on the gyro. The swash plate is not balanced at the factory. All of that stuff is supposed to be done. Attitude trim, possibly, you can adjust that in your receiver itself and everything, but that should be set properly, because everything I did was set according to the manual. Now I'm stuck with a busted up copter, $429 out of my pocket, plus all the aggravation and everything, and the time, and I make videos explaining all this, thinking that everything is going to be great, but no, it's not. All right? So, until they sit there and resolve this, I'm not doing another damn friggin' thing with them. They need to sit there and help me and help you consumers also out. Okay? And get your fucking goddamn quality control shit under control at your Chinese plants, or get out of there and go someplace else. All right? And do something else. Start manufacturing maybe here in America. All right? Get some Americans working on this stuff. Yeah, it might cost a little more, but I'll tell you something right now. You'll probably have a lot less problems. All right? So, until then, anybody else has issues, check out Ian's RC Exploits on YouTube, and there's others that had the same problem, but it takes a lot of adjusting and a lot of stuff, and these guys all sent them back to the factory. They fixed the mechanical issues, but did not sit there and actually fix the firmware, swash plate issues, and other stuff, okay? And then you have to sit there and go through that yourself and troubleshoot and everything, all right? So I don't trust sending this back to the factory. I'm sorry. I just don't. I don't know who to send it to. I asked my contact, can I send it directly to you? You get the parts, you figure out, you're an expert copter guy, and get this thing and go up and down. Now, a guy on YouTube also named Kosho. I watch his videos. He does a lot of work into getting these copters leveled up. He knows everything. So he's another guy. All right? So, yeah, I'm pissed. You should be pissed. And I am not putting up with this anymore. Okay? Particularly when you have a failed crash. I understand if it was a couple little minor little things or something like that. I could take care of that, or Joe, my contact at Horizon Hobby, will sit there and help out, okay, and send me the parts, never question or anything whatsoever. All right, but there's a lot of antics and quality control issues that are going on, and it gets really aggravating because you spend this money, and it's not cheap, and then you got to wait. And I'm certainly not going to wait another a year for them guys to sit there and dick around with it and say, "Oh, we're just going to replace it." But right now, it's out of stock. But you know what? I want resolutions on this. Okay, all right, Joe, give me some feedback. Let me know any other things on your RC equipment or anything whatsoever, issues, problems, customer service related. Let me know. Glad to hear it. Post a comment down there. Give a like and a subscribe to the channel. And let's all stick together. Talk to you soon.